National Examination Council sets primary exams for November 24 and secondary exams for December 1st, 2025. Transport authorities announced the recruitment of over 400 people for river, railway and aviation sectors. And Malakal Hospital faces drug shortage amid rising returnees and refugees. Hello and welcome to SSBC 1 p.m. News, coming to live in the national capital, Juba, with me, Abraham Aken. We thank you all for joining us. We begin our news with the government continuing to strengthen efforts towards enhancing HIV/AIDS prevention measures ahead of World AIDS Day and the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. This follows a meeting between the Vice President for Service Cluster, Joseph Lagu, and the Chairperson of the South Sudan HIV/AIDS Commission, Dr. Justin Kawach Makwe, to discuss preparations for marking the day on December 1st, 2025. The Vice President encouraged the Chairperson to work proactively amid the current economic challenges to ensure the smooth functioning of the Commission.
The National Committee that comprises of the AIDS Commission, together with the Ministry of Health and supporting partners, will be coming to submit an official invitation to her, to Her Excellency, as our proposed guest of honor for the day. I have also updated her on the amount of work that we have done so far, preparing to join the rest of the world in marking World AIDS Day on the 1st of December 2025. Finally, I invited Her Excellency to participate in 16 days of activism that we are going to do in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and hopefully the Human Rights Commission and other related commissions to join us in making 16 days.
The government of Unity State says it is facing immense challenges in effectively delivering services to the people as floods continue to worsen the road conditions, impeding access to essential services. This comes during a meeting of the Council of States with Governor Justice Riek Bimtop, which focused on finding practical solutions to the challenges facing grassroots communities. The acting Speaker of the Council of States, Mary Ayan Majok, pledges support to the humanitarian collaborative efforts to alleviate the immense suffering of the flood-displaced persons.
This morning, we listened to a briefing from the Governor of Unity State, His Justice Riek Bimtop, on the progress that he has been doing in the state, on the challenges also that he's facing, as well as the areas where the Council of States as an institution that is also mandated to oversee the states and administrative areas, as well as the local government level, where we can cooperate so we support also the service delivery in Unity State as well as the rest of the states and administrative areas of South Sudan. As an institution also, we are concerned about the limit capacity of the state alone to address all these challenges. We are also been following the intervention, trying also to resolve the impact of climate change in how to manage the excess water, and we have recommended the governor, so that he to cooperate also with the other relevant institutions. So
had our opportunities this morning to come to the leadership of Council of State to brief them on the activities that the state government is doing. I have come to inform them that the activities that we have been doing in the area of securities, in the area of governance itself, and the challenges that we are facing the government in the state are relevant to be brought to their attention. And this is in line with the laws so that we can push together how those challenges also can.
The Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Tudgarwak Manime, has reassured the government's commitment to the unification of the army as elections period looms. Manime made the commitment in a meeting with the chairperson of the ceasefire and transitional security arrangements monitoring and verification mechanism. Their discussion also centered on addressing challenges in security arrangements. The General Education Ministry authorities released both primary and secondary leaving examination timetable, setting primary exams for November 24th and secondary examinations for December 1st, 2025. In a media briefing in Juba on Thursday, Minister of General Education and Instruction, Dr. Abol Kuyok, and his deputy Martin Takomoy cautioned the schools to provide conducive atmosphere for the candidates to do their exams and avoid any malpractice which could affect their success. Over 80,000 candidates from 1,953 schools registered for primary certificate examination, while more than 40,000 candidates from 150 schools registered for secondary certificate exams for this year 2025.
The Council has finalized all examination processes and the official examination administration dates have been confirmed. The CPE and the CSE examinations will commence on Monday, 25th November 2025 and will conclude on Friday 29th November 2025 for CPE, while the CSE examinations will commence on Monday the 1st December 2025 and will conclude on Tuesday the 9th December 2025 as detailed in the official timetables attached herewith. As we approach the examination period, I take this moment to wish all our candidates the very best of success in their forthcoming examinations. I would also like to remind all supervisors, invigilators, monitors, and security personnel that the credibility and integrity of our national examinations are of utmost importance to the Council and the nation at large. The conduct of examinations must reflect the highest standards of fairness, transparency, and professionalism. The National Examinations Council has the prerogative to nullify or cancel results of any candidate or candidates, school or center that will be found to be involved in any exams.
Health authorities reassured commitment to collaborations aimed at improving medical services as plans are underway to conduct a comprehensive 3-year review and monitoring on status of Guinea worm disease amid its decline, with only 2 cases being recorded since 2025. This follows a meeting between the Minister of Health, Sarek Letorial, and the Vice President of the Carter Center, Karik Wethe, amid both official reaffirms commitment to working together to address the health challenges.
It's really an honor to welcome the Vice President for the Carter Center, so to hear an update about the progress of the Guinea worm eradication program. We are going through difficult times worldwide with the cuts in funding and reduction in the number of international institutions that has been supporting, including the Carter Center. Also, the USAID closing has affected the Carter Center funding, but they have remained committed to South Sudan. However, the program and serving the community where they are will not be affected. So I really appreciate the work of Carter Center. So together we'll ensure that we achieve the eradication. We will not disappoint the Carter Center with all the investment that they did in South Sudan.
We had a very good meeting with the Honorable Minister of Health to review the progress of the guinea worm eradication program in South Sudan. When we first started here in about 2005, 2006, there were about 20,000 cases of guinea worm. Currently, in 2025, we have 2 cases. So the program has made great progress under the leadership of the Minister of Health, and we are very confident that we can finish the job. When we do break transmission, we will need to at least conduct surveillance for 3 years. And if we have 0 cases over those 3 years, then the Ministry of Health of South Sudan will submit a request to the World Health Organization to certify that guinea worm transmission has been broken. And the leadership of the Honorable Minister, we're very confident that we will achieve full eradication.
The National Ministry of Peace Building is organizing a 2-day executive leadership retreat for Central Equatorial State government officials. The leadership retreat focuses on building trust and confidence among political parties and stakeholders through dialogue, collaboration, and engagement, foster collective ownership of peace building and governance proceeding during the transitional period. In his opening remarks of the retreat in Juba on Wednesday, the National Minister of Peace Building, Stephen Parkwall, urges political parties to dialogue and reconcile among themselves, calling on delegates at the retreat to come up with solutions that are helpful to the government. Central Equatorial State Governor Rabi Mujung Emmanuel says the retreat is an opportunity to reflect on the progress made so far in the state, the gaps that still persist, and the priorities state officials should pursue collectively, calling for strengthening political cooperation at all levels of government.
I want to remind us once again, we are bound together by history and geography to remain here as South Sudanese. We will always be quarreling. We can even fight sometimes, but we have nowhere to go. We have to dialogue and reconcile, and for us who are in politics and in the government, let us take this delicate responsibility to reconcile out. We expect you to deliberate candidly, honestly, frankly. Let us challenge ourselves. Let us challenge our government. Let us challenge our parties. And let us come up with solutions that are implementable to help our government.
We should use this platform to build trust and confidence among political parties and stakeholders. We should strengthen political cooperation at all levels. I reaffirmed the commitment of the government of Central Equatorial State to work closely with all partners, political actors, stakeholders, to consolidate peace, unity, and stability in our state. Let this retreat mark a renewed chapter of cooperation and shared hope.
Transport authorities are finalizing processes to employ more than 400 qualified South Sudanese as part of the national broader effort to reinforce the river, railway, and aviation sectors. Transport Minister Rizk Zakaria Hassan confirmed this to SSBC as he calls for collective responsibility in promoting public awareness on effective ways designed by his institution to address challenges in transportation of goods along the regional routes.
Despite the functionalities of these institutions, yet we remain holding 400 plus vacancies. About the vacancies, They will be receiving the submitted applications from the able South Sudanese who are willing to join us, plus the issues of the shortlisting, interviews, name the rest. At the end, we'll end up with the employment of the able South Sudanese. Bringing this point here before you so that we are humbly asking, requesting our able South Sudanese graduates, experienced people of those areas with gaps to apply for.
Now, the National Constitutional Review Commission, NCRC, has identified the remaining 4 states, Warab, Central Equatoria, Western Equatoria, and Jonglei states for civic education and public consultation on the drafting of a permanent constitution ahead of the country's post-independence elections at the end of the transitional period. The Commission's chairperson, Dr. Riang Yer Dor announced the move during a news conference reaffirming the Commission's commitment to ensuring that all citizens have the opportunity to contribute to a constitution that reflects the aspirations of the people of South Sudan. The event also featured brief updates from the first 4 teams that had earlier been deployed to different parts of the country to conduct similar programs.
The national and state governments shall be sending 4 additional teams to the states of Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Warab, and Western Equatoria to conduct civic education and public consultations on constitutional matters. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to appreciate the national and state governments, the partners, the NCRC members, and the Secretariat for their commitment and effective collaboration, which has led to this impressive and encouraging breakthrough.
To Bentiu now, where officials in the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation have confirmed that water has receded in parts of Rukona County of Unity State, signaling possible return of the displaced communities amid the intensified flood mitigation measures being implemented by the International Organization for Migration, IOM. From Bentiu Town, SSBC's Isaac Rudoro Emmanuel reports.
On the mission to Unity State, the team from the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation and the state officials tour Bentiu and Rapcona waste facilities, dikes, liquid and solid waste dispersal, and water treatment plant, an initiative led by the International Organization for Migration, IOM. Acheri Manuat, team leader, commends IOM and the partners for the job well done.
I think it is a wonderful work our partner IOM has done to the people of South Sudan, particularly the people of Unity State. As a Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, it is our role to see into it that our people are safe from such disaster. And that is one of the reasons why I lead a team. It is a call to each and every agency in South Sudan to join hands with the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation.
Mohamed Assar, IOM Head of Operations, says the organization targets providing water and sanitation facilities for a population of 300,000 in Bentiu and Rapcona County.
Where we are standing, this land was reclaimed in the aftermath of 2021 flooding. And you can see people are coming back and populating this area.
So one of our key priorities is water and sanitation. A sustainable solution to provide water and sanitation for a population of more than 300,000. And that is the key factor in moving from humanitarian operations to more recovery and development.
The chairperson of the State Relief and Rehabilitation Commission, Moses Rice, says plans are underway to survey the reclaimed area for internal displaced persons.
The water that used to be here, it has been pumped out, and this is now the phase 1. And in phase 2, so this is where we are going to invite the Minister of Land to make a survey to the areas that were not surveyed, so that it can accommodate the IDPs. Most of them, they are now willing to come back.
According to the officials, the construction of the dikes in this area has attracted the whole population to return back to their villages. However, the Undersecretary in the Ministry of Water, Resource and Irrigation, Asher Manuat, say the main purpose of visiting the area is not only to see the work done by the partners, but also to discuss with the state authorities ways of providing clean drinking water to the local community who have been affected by devastating floods in Unity State. Isaac Ludori Emmanuel, SSBC News, Bentiu Town.
Thank you, Isaac Ludoro, for that report. Moving to Malakal, the capital of Upper Nile State, where Malakal authorities report shortages of medicines as the number of returnees and refugees fleeing the war-torn Sudan significantly rises. The government says it is exerting more efforts to increase the medical supply to rescue the situation. The governor of Upper Nile State, Jacob Dolar Root, who inspected the hospital, promised to swiftly address medical challenges.
I pay a visit to Malakal Teaching Hospital. My priorities is the security and health, plus education and food security. And we will do what we can based on my capacity. As the governor, regarding of each of ambulance, the government will be able to provide the ambulance. And also on the issue of incentive, as a state authority, we will sit and look into the issue of incentive so that our people, the staff of this teaching hospital, could also able to give, to feed their children. So they are here to support their family also, and they are here to save life. So we have also to consider, as the state authority, I also assure them that the state government will provide those necessary support that you may need from us, especially our partner in the term of accessibility to those areas. So we will allow you to move freely if anything happens. So as a governor, I will be there for you and I will support you.
طول مدتها انحرت بعض المباني والحكومة بصدد انه تصين حكومة الولاية وضعت يدها ان هي ممكن تبدا الصيانة لحد ما الحكومة الاتحادية برضه تجيب الجزء اللي بتجيبه. بالتالي بدا بالحتة الحساسة اللي هو العلاج، لانه الصحة تاج على رؤوس كل الناس. فإذا زول ما صحي معناته هو ما بيقدر يتحرك، ما بيقدر يشتغل، ما بيقدر ينتج. فدي خطوة عزيزة جدا من سعادة الحاكم، ووعد بكل الإصلاحات بتاعة المستشفى في الأمد القريب إن شاء الله.
ممكن دعوة زيارة لحاكم يعقوب دولار عشان يجي مسلم مالكال يزور شو التحديات نحن قانون حاجانو. الأكبر التحديات اللي كان ناقشنا معه هو شو تاع انسنتيف بتاع ستاف. الحكومة قبل واحد بينه الانسنتيف ده هيتكلم مع البارتنر بين الانسنتيف لازم يجيبه. الإشيو الثاني إشيو تاع.
Now, as we continue our coverage of the ongoing Keep Juba Clean campaign, the Juba City Council has intensified its efforts by planning to clean whole major city markets. This comes as the Lord Mayor Christopher Sarafino Wani inspected Konyo Market to engage business owners and promote his cleanliness campaign aimed at maintaining a clean and modern city. The mayor urges business owners to stop littering and practice proper waste management, including the installation of dustbin at their business premises.
السبب للزيارة بتاعنا إنه دايرين نفقد الأحوال بتاعت النظام في الأسواق بتاعنا. إنه النظام في الأسواق ده من المندات الكبير بتاعت البلدية، إنه كيف إحنا نقدر ننظم الأسواق بتاعنا عشان عملية بتاعت التجارة للمواطنين بتاعنا في الأسواق يكون بطريقة آمنة، يكون بطريقة عنده نظام. السوق طبعا بتحصل فوقه حاجات كتير، بيكون فوقه مشاكل بتاعت حرائق بتاعت نار، بيكون فوقه مشاكل بتاعت الصحة، وإحنا بنعرف إحنا قاعدين في زمن في كوليرا كتير في بلد، والسوق ده محل التجمع بتاع الناس كتار، والسوق لما ما يكون منظم دائما بيكون عنده مشاكل، وامراض اللي بتحصل في المدينه كتير بتطلع من الاسواق ذاته. سو احنا جينا عشان نفقد لحاله بتاعت السوق، يعني احنا بنمشي في الاسواق كله لكن احنا بدينا في السوق بتاع.
And with that, we have come to the end of our news. For me, Abraham McKenna and the whole team here, we thank you all